Alright guys, hello and welcome back to the channel. This is the Omni-Crab and today we are playing Battle Cats. Today we are playing Big Peng-Z Strikes. One of my longtime fans in the comments down below said they love to see Baron content, so I'm going to make more like it. You guys always tell me what you would like to see on this channel, what kinds of content, what kind of videos, what stages I should play, and I will, because I always enjoy your comments. I make this content for you guys to enjoy. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. And you could just organize by immune to toxic, because that's going to be better than the Baron Slayers in this stage, because really the immune to toxic units break the stage, but they all target zombies. There's very specific game breakers like Hades and Colossus of Sunrise Sirius who break it, but I did just get the true form for the ultimate anti-Peng-Z, the game breaker for the stage, who is not very good outside of it, extra dimensional Evons. I got his true form with the last update, which adds resistant. He has curse and he has slow versus blacks and zombies, which is a really good combo for the past 10 plus stages, because once you beat every 10 stages in most of these gauntlets, it switches up, although the team should stay relatively the same. For some of the stages, the threats, like the actually not boss threats, change up so much that you really have to change your entire strategy to either revolve around them or the boss. But luckily, Big Peng-Z really revolves around the boss, and we have a lot of counters for him. 3 of the best in the game, or 4 in my opinion, would be Brainwashed Island Cat. He is so good immune to toxic with about the spammable and very dangerous stats of the Manic Island, which is always been one of the best units in the game. So he's literally just the exact same thing, but without a critical chance, but for zombies. And I gotta say, that Z kill is gonna be way more good on a generalist level than a crit chance that's like 2% would be. Although it is kind of lucky. Even when it does like double your damage output, I'd rather be able to kill zombies. So I think I've perfected the team, and let's hop right into the battle. So that is the base for all of the levels too, and I gotta say it is kind of cool because I think there is lore behind it. Like they did say in the lore that JJ Jackrabbit, or the Colossus variant at least, was created in a laboratory, so I'm pretty sure all the Barons are, which does mean that is a pretty cool theme, especially because they look very like, you know, big and mutated. So boom, just remember to correct my base, put on those correct blasters, and I will say Curse Blast is really the strongest thing here. If you can stop him from getting that toxic off once and then land the curse, whether it's with Evons, whether it's with the Manic Island, or whether it's with Dastly, who really breaks the stage, because before I had Evons or the Manic Island, Dastly could just curse him and then the stage was over basically. At a lower level, his damage is basically nothing, and I think at a higher level, because they get so mega buffed, it might be a lot more dangerous. You don't really need tanky units, which is why kind of the Evons getting resistant in his true form is so powerful, but you don't really need it because his damage is so low, and then you just have to worry about like burrowing zombies and the normal threats. And like in a stage like this, these aliens and zombies are no threat at all. By zombies I meant, of course, angels, but then again, there are zombies in this stage. I know in the next plus 10 stages though, there are some zombies, which does make for a much harder time. It's why I had Mighty Crystal Moo in my team before, but Curse against something that's so slow and so tanky is like a match made in hell, I'll be honest. It's the worst. If he gets one attack off, sure, he can like do basically a Holy Blast level of damage to any zombie in the game if he's not insta-killing it, overkilling it, you know? But in a stage like this, he really doesn't work because it's not really your concern if they get that far behind. And I do think it would just be more beneficial to just throw in something like Mighty Therma D or the Subterra Sentinels. So boom, I made sure he was cursed, and now their curse is landing, and now he is immobilized. Not really immobilized, that's the wrong word, but he can't land his toxic, which is the only threat of this boss. Now, I will say it is a massive threat, and this stage is kind of handleable without curse, without toxic immunes, just because he does so low damage that you can kind of just use a team that can destroy it. That is very spammable. Like units like Can are very good for that, because if he can't kill her one shot and it takes her like 2 toxic shots to kill him, or 3, because I think he takes out 35% of your health per hit, against very spammable, very cheap units, that might not even be a threat. Like versus Courier, if you were just taking away 10% of his health at a time, even if it was fast, you're basically doing nothing. You can spam Courier, he's going to come out way faster, way stronger. You could just spam him. So toxic units have always had a hard time being like well balanced, because they could be too strong or very weak. I know that the Zolos, the zombie brawlos with toxic, is one of the worst combinations in the game. Then you can look at one of the most underwhelming advents in the game, which is the Angel Papu, I think the name is, who is a toxic based boss who basically had to be super easy, so this one could be hard because they didn't realize how easy it was until people were complaining that that was like one of the easiest advents in the game and that it was almost a shame how easy it was. To be fair, didn't really give a good unit at all, but hopefully when that unit gets a true form and they get another stage for Papu, that stage will be harder. I actually don't hope it's harder. I'm just talking about from a game perspective. You don't want too easy of stages, especially for a very threatening mechanic. But the Brawlos have to be the worst example of it because, you know, they already have a really high damage per hit and they're spammed in swarms. But to have the revivability and toxic, that's just got to be hellish. I can't even imagine. Like, the stuff they do with Brawlos in SOL, I can't even imagine what they'll be doing in, like, Uncanny Legends or Zero Legends. So, boom. All right, holding off this Doge, Dark, and Owl pretty well. He's weakened. And then when the Owl is attacking, it's hitting the Octopus, so we're keeping the line defended. Gonna want to upgrade that Rich Cat a little bit because we are about to get a lot of money. I gotta say, this is a pretty generous start to the stage because these are very high money drop units. So, boom. And I will say I have the Octopus Cats in here just for the Brawlos, I think, that are in the later stage because they can actually tank a lot of Brawlo hits, even when buffed. So I think that them just being there, it means when they tear through the meat shields, they'll hit the Octopus Cat and then they'll have to stop. And that could be pretty valuable later on when these stages get more and more buffed. For now, I think Hades is still going to tank whatever it is, no problem. So, boom, all right. And Housewife Cat is a really good pick for here. Boom, I made sure he was cursed, and now he's cursed, and now he can do nothing. And the Brainwashed Island Cat is definitely helping with that. Although, boom, yeah, and look at that. That is the wonder of toxic immunes. Because even if he does land his hit in the worst case scenario, Hades is still okay. And look at that Brawlo coming flying in. Surge is always the best way to deal with units like Brawlo because you can't really tank them too well. And you just have to kind of spam Meat Shield, but they're designed to tear through that. So even that is not a really great strategy. So boom, Yvonne Z is doing his job. He's keeping that curse on, and he's also slowing the black enemies, which helps a lot because they are the most aggressive pushers in this stage. Although the Brawlos are a massive problem, there's kind of nothing you can do about them, short of killing them absolutely. So, boom, all right. Mighty Yvonne C is tearing through him. Plus, with his Baron Slayer, he has got crazy health versus this Big Peng-Z. I think against normal zombies right now, he has like 400,000 health. And then I think Baron Slayer isn't really that high of a buff. I think it's only like 2.5% damage. No, 2.5 times the amount of damage versus Barons. Only 1.5 the amount of health, or 1.4. It is not as impressive of a buff as the Behemoth Slayer is, I'll be honest. But I think that's because the Barons are designed to be way easier and they're not as immune. They're very much boss-centered, so I feel like the buff would have helped. But to counter that, they kind of just make sure that the Baron Slayers are very strong. So, boom, we did it. Catamin C. And I will say we're not going to do more stages on this because once you do one stage from the under 10 and over 10, you've kind of seen them all. So you guys tell me in the comments down below if next time it comes around you would like me to see if I can actually beat the entire thing, which that would be a curious challenge. But boom, all right, we have the actual orb farming stage here with the zombies, so I'll just get a bunch of zombie orbs out of this, which is very good. So Manic Island is doing his job. All right, and hopefully he's going to trigger the boss. Oh, no, Dreadboard. That thing is very tough. I'm not too sure if I can take that out with any of the units I have on my team right here. I'm going to have to go with Yvonne Z. Is he that good? Okay, so boom. This Dreadboard isn't too buffed, so luckily the Brainwashed Island has pretty great health and attack versus it. Its attack has to be going crazy. As I said, it's very good versus its targets. Plus, I do also have the Eraser, the low Erasers, which do have a dodge chance versus zombies, which has got to help here when this thing has such aggressive health. So, boom, let's just start to spam things. Send out Hades, send out Dastly. But boom, we actually did it, which I'm a little bit impressed by. Look at Yvonne Z. People say he's bad outside of the boss, but he pulled it off. So boom, all right. I do wonder what his slow uptime is because it can't be so unimpressive that it's really bad. But then again, you never know with some of the units in this game. But without further ado, as we're pushing to the end, let's see what kind of rewards we get. And it looks like we got the Strong Effect Up C, which is actually my favorite zombie orb. This I used to farm for because I want it for the Mighty Therma D. Of course, the Subterra Sentinels, the best anti-zombie Uber in the game. If you don't count the Legend Rare, which is Mighty Crystal Moo, but they're from the same set. They're basically brothers. He is so powerful, and he has the strong against ability versus zombies, so you really want to invest in that if you're going to use an orb. So I really want more of those. So boom, looking at these stages, the max I got to was 14, and I think I could hit 15, but not in this video because it's got like 20 minutes left. And then the only improvement I made to the team was I added Sirius, so I just wanted to show you guys how far I could get before the event ended. But when I recorded this video, there was only 3 hours left anyways, and right now there's only like 15 minutes. So looks like I won't be able to do it, but her Toxic Immune and her Colossus Slayer versus all traits helps, especially when like all of the enemy units in this, look at how mixed trait they are. Alien, Angel, Zombie, Blacks, a lot of floating. So I will say it is very much to your benefit to use her if you have her. Now, she is not an easy unit to get by far. She is an exclusive Slayer after all. But without further ado, thank you so much for watching the video. I think she'd be really good if you have her, but I'm just throwing that out there. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Leave in the comments down below what you'd like me to change my Battle Cats Officers Club badge to. This time around, one of my good friends, Abergo, told me to change it to Is the Dancer, my favorite unit, which I don't know if I'd quite say that, but thank you so much for the comments down below. Leave down in the comments below what you'd like me to change my Battle Cats Officers Club badge to, and I will. Thank you so much for watching the video this far through, leaving likes, leaving comments, leaving all the support on my channel. It means the world, and we're just going to keep growing together. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. That's about it for now. Your favorite Omni-Crab, signing out.